Now we're ready to actually play the melody at the piano. And we're going to work phrase by phrase, slowly as much as possible, because as we all know, students like to rush through things, but we're really taking the time here to feel the movement of the notes, to think about what we hear, and then because we have to apply it at the piano as well. But I always want to go back to those tonal anchors with students of thinking about where is the music moving, where is that resting sound, and how are we moving around the tonic and the dominant. We want to think about where phrases begin and where they end and where we see patterns. So let's get started. So we're going to start in the very first phrase. Bum, 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 bum. Again, we go very slow because, like I said, students, especially with repeated notes, they often like to kind of skip over them, or they just don't quite realize that that note has been repeated. So slowing it down really helps with awareness of repeated notes. So the student would say, okay, well, we know that is descending, and we're starting on the upper dominant. Bum, 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 bum. And I might even do the first phrase just to kind of demonstrate how slow I want them to go and showing those repeated notes and things like that. If it's hard for the student to sing while they play, I sometimes sing quietly while they're playing, just to kind of help keep their tempo down and also to keep the correct notes in our ears since we're doing it slowly. Okay, so we started on the upper dominant and we ended on the lower dominant. Now the next phrase, bum, bum, ba-dum, that starts where we ended on the other one, on the lower dominant. No, that wasn't right. Now, if they hit a wrong note, don't just correct them right away. Give them a second to kind of figure it out. And I might even say, oh, you went bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. But it's bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Where does that sound? Does it need to go higher or lower? Well, it has to go higher. And then bum, 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 bum. Okay, so let's do that phrase again. Oh, wrong one again. It happens. And I would say, oh, we go back to where we start, and then we have a big jump. Oops, my bad. There we actually hit the tonic. So they were trying to hit the tonic the first time, but it happens on the jump the second time as we go from the tonic to the third note of the scale. Let's play that phrase again. Oh, sorry, my brain. Now to the tonic, bum, bum. And that's a harder one, so I would say I played a couple more times. Now even do the first and second phrase together. Okay, then when they're ready to go on, the third phrase, bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Did we know that one yet? Have we done that? Oh yeah, just like the first one. Upper dominant, all the way to the lower. And notice there, this might be helpful to them, that the notes that we repeat are the notes of the tonic chord. Notice that? The D, the B, and the G. Good tonal anchor. So those are the notes that have the repeated on it. All right, now the last phrase, bum, ba, da, 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 da. Sometimes you have to kind of break the whole phrases in half, so that little first half, bum, ba. What does our voice do? Does it feel like we just take a tiny step or kind of a bigger step? A little bit bigger step. And they might kind of, oh, nope. Oh, and I would sing it back. Bum, ba. Ooh, now that's the fourth note of the scale. Does it feel at rest? Bum, ba. No, it wants to go somewhere. Bum, ba, da, 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 da. Now we have a jump here. bum. Oh, that's not it. Bum, there we go. Bum, 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 bum. The sound of the leading tone. So our end of our last phrase leads us back home. The note that sounds at rest, or you might sing 6, 7, 8, or la ti do. And so this is how we break down actually taking it to the piano slowly, having them repeat each phrase until they're very confident with it. I would do this early on in a lesson and then do other items and then come back to it again at the end of the lesson to make sure that they remember what you went through the first time. Next up, we are going to work on adding harmony. Now, one more quick note here, I just realized I forgot to talk about. You might have students just work on playing this melody with just like the 2 or the 3 finger till they just get the notes down comfortably, and then work with them on adding some smooth fingering. So if they've done scales before, hopefully that will help them as they start to do it. But I think it's good to let students explore that with you rather than just telling them how to do it. Okay, so now on to harmony. Okay, so now on to harmony.